I have a simple job planned for this evening. Break into a guarded mansion, steal another fat nobleman's priceless trinket, and leave quietly. Lord Bafford is out of town, and rumor has it that the captain of his house guard went with him as a bodyguard. The time is ripe for a bit of burglary. The front gate of Lord Bafford's manor is always guarded, and the main street is far too exposed. But Cuddy tells me there's a better way in, around to the side, more out of the way. One guard, and likely no witnesses to complicate matters. The piece Cuddy wants is a scepter. Silver, jewels, the usual adornments. It should command a high price. Bafford, like most of his kind, probably keeps his treasures on the top floor of the place, close to his heart, and far from his servants. No point in waiting. I have Cuddy's old sketches of the place, and everyone who's going to be asleep inside already is. It's time to begin.
Now, aside from me making this kind of a slower playthrough just because I'm going to be talking about stuff, it's also slower because it is being played in expert. The game really, it can be kind of quick if I played it in normal, because I could actually beat this level in about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Trust me. In the demo, I beat it in like 2.5 minutes, but I can beat it a lot faster in the full version on normal. But we're not going to be doing that. Expert requires that we find valuables, and that's what slows us down. We can easily avoid killing anyone, especially pets, because there aren't any pets anywhere in the game at all. I'm guessing that's some kind of inside joke, like, oh, we weren't able to put pets in the game, so let's mention you can't have pets. I don't know, though. Then we have to get back out into the city streets. Well, on normal, you don't have to do that. You just have to grab the scepter, and then you teleport to safety, I assume. You need to find the scepter, and this part just kind of gets checked no matter what we do, really. Let's begin. Now, in the demo, you'd have the option of like mines and gas arrows and moss arrows, and I really wish that was an option here, because if nothing else, the rope arrows, which you can stick into wood and it'll drop a rope that you can climb up, it just adds a whole new level of fun, because it adds just a vertical aspect to the game that isn't going to be present here. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. There's really no point in keeping our cash. I got an extra 50, I believe, from picking up that vase. So apparently Garrett, because that training mission took place when Garrett was a boy, so apparently he stole that goblet and kept it in his pack for, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 years, however much longer this point is from that training mission. He had enough time to fall out with the keepers and to leave and become a master thief, so must have been some time. In any case, he kept it, and because of that we have an extra 50. So let's get an extra healing potion just in case, and some water arrows, because there's no point in getting broadheads. We can't kill anyone, but we'll fail if we try it, so let's not do that. Use the rocking the quick save. I'll be listening to people's conversations, even if it's been commonly done. People have heard it before. I don't care.
I'm going to the bear pits tomorrow. You want to come with? Couldn't pay me enough. What? You soft belly. The bears have got these new muzzles with underslung cheek spikes. Last time I was there was a real eye gouging. Nah. It makes me sick. When I was a kid. Surprised you're even in this job.
Ooh, the blood, it just turns my poor tummy.
Shut up, you taffer. You want blood? You should have been there years ago. Tell you, the bears then, they were something to see. Those bears, they didn't need no cheek spikes and razor collars and paw hooks and all that knifery you straps to them now.
No paw hooks? What'd they do? Just bump into each other?
Huh. Nah. The bears back then, they had claws as long as your finger. and wicked teeth.
Bears? You're duffing me. They look pretty mangy harmless, long as they're not wearing harness.
That's why I can't stand the pits now. You don't know what you missed. They just don't make bears like they used to.
Whoa! Killer bears. Would have liked to see that.
Now, if you aren't already a huge fan of the series, you may not know this, but the guy who did the voice of "Whoa, killer bears, would have liked to see that," that guy is the same guy who voiced Garrett, our protagonist, the guy who does all the intro scenes, which is pretty amazing. I wish I was even slightly talented in voice acting. I really do wish so. I really like looking at the way they did the city. I mean, the buildings just are kind of packed together in a way that you'd very much feel would be realistic for the period of like the Middle Ages and such. Excuse me.
Too much coffees this morning. I'm twitchy.
Now, most of this area here, I don't know what's up with that block up there. It looks like a mistake. But most of this stuff here will actually be entering. So all this, you can see in some of those windows, this is all Bafford's Manor. All of this. All this golden area. I'm going to be popping down here for just a second. I'm not going to go all the way through the sewers, but... Ouch. But I do want to get a spot of loot, which I can get through here somewhere. If I can find... Aha, here we go. Here we are. Some poor sap lost his pendant or necklace or whatever that is. I'm not going to be going out that way because I much prefer to go up to the well house, which is where we're going to enter this direction.
How's it going?
Hey! I love that. I love how he walks by and says, "How's it going?" Because that added just a lot to me for me when I played this as a kid. I was like, "Whoa! He responded to me!" Ah! This game had a lot of magic for me when I was a kid. Hey, bro. Hope you don't mind. Gotta be a little careful because sometimes he'll notice that you've taken it and then he'll come after you. So we don't want that. We'll just drop that down and hop on after it. In the demo, this is the only way to get in. But in this game, the full game, you could go in through the front gate. You saw the servant entering. There's actually a lever on the wall up near the light to the right of the gate. But I decided not to do that because I just don't want to. I'd much rather go in this direction so we hear more conversations and get to see more. Everyone hates these guys. You may hear the EAX going on. Personally, I kind of like it because the game was designed to have EAX. It might be a little strong at the moment, but I think it'll be a little better later on in the game.
Since I'm in here, I might as well pick up something for myself.
Be a little better a little later on in the game, and maybe, especially when you get to Thief 2, I think it's used a little more sparingly, or to greater effect, rather. Maybe not more sparingly, but... These are kind of neat little sewer areas, even though you don't want to think about the fact that Garrett's right now swimming in sewage. That's pretty disgusting. And he just gets out and he doesn't have a problem with it. It's a good thing that these AI can't smell, or else that would give him away. I mean, he could be the greatest thief in the world, but if you can smell him from a mile away, it's just not going to work, my guy. It's not like people in the Middle Ages were known for their cleanliness or anything. I wonder if there's anything up here. Nope. Seems not. Very strange scratch in the wall there.
Inside at last.
I like the way this break looks, though. It's just very cool. And our first naturally hostile enemies right up ahead here.
What do you mean? What's wrong with us?
Well, we're fine. But I've been thinking we should watch the outsides more.
That's stupid. People to worry about there on the inside.
No, then you catch them before they get inside, you taffer.
Oh!
Yes, yes, go on. Get out of my way. So I can comes up behind you and smacks you on the head. I don't care about whether or not it's cheap of me to knock these guys out or whatever. It's just what I'm gonna do. Prefer to have them out of the way rather than be frantically running away from them if I fail to sneak. And part of the sneaking thing is knocking people out, and that's just half of the fun of it. When I was a kid playing the Thief of the Dark Project demo, I used to knock people out and then pose them in incriminating ways. Like I'd grab a bottle of wine and drop it down next to him, and I'd be thinking to myself, just wait till the master comes and sees that he was drinking on the job. It'll be so hilarious. Ha ha ha. And I was sure that at some point they would wake up and kind of come to their senses. And like I said, there was a lot of magic to this game for me as a kid. It's kind of been unfortunately lost over time. Not only have I played a lot more games, so I'm kind of aware of the basic limitations of games. Games just aren't as magical when you get older because you just become familiar with what they can and can't do. If you're brand new to games or just very optimistic child like I was, games seem like they could do anything. But as you get older, you realize that there are just some things they can't do or just some things that they won't do. And that's part of that.